Hi, what I want to do with this short video is take you through the evidence that you need to do for M4 Unit 18 that's created an automated routine. Now I've already sent to you on the stream an updated version of the idiot guide, which is here. What we're going to do is go through the idiot guide. We're going to add a form to our existing database, or your existing database. We're going to put text button or text box on the form with a label. We're then going to put two command buttons. One you'll click once you've typed your password in, it'll check whether it's right or not, and the other one is a cancel button, which will take you out of the program if you decide you don't want to pursue anything further with it. Okay, the code is in here and I'll explain the code as we go along. We'll do the first button, the password button first, then we'll do the cancel button after that. So obviously the first thing you need is your database. So we open Access. I have a copy of your Labels for Less system that Colin sent to me. It may be slightly different from yours, but it will suffice for what we need. Okay, so I'm going to open that up. I've got that open. Now, what I'm also going to do is, as we said, refer to this document here. So what we need first of all is a password form. So if we create, okay, in form design, a blank form. First job done. Now, what we need to do is add to that the text box. The text box, remember, is the AB one. We're going to add a text box that you're going to type your password into. Now that text box here that's currently highlighted, I'm going to change the name of that to password because that is referred to within the code that we're going to type in shortly. Doesn't appear here, that's fine. Here is the label that's attached to the password. So I'm going to type in here, enter password. Okay. If you want to move this, if you click on it there, you'll see you've got the grey boxes. If you hold the CTRL, the control button down, you can then move these independently. It doesn't actually matter whether that's on top or not. If you want to resize that slightly, you can do. Don't make it too small or else your text will start disappearing. So we've got the first bit done. Now we need to put in the the buttons. So we now go to the button. That's the one with 4 crosses on it there. We select that and I'm going to put a button here. I don't want any of this, so I'm going to cancel that bit and leave myself the blank button. I'm going to rename that button, OK, and I'm also going to type into there, OK. Okay, so the button has a name and it has a text property. I'm going to add the second button. Okay, the second button again, I don't want any of that, I want to cancel that. This one I'm going to label close. And I will change the text on here to close as well. If you can't see the property sheet here, tab there will bring it up. So if when you run the program you haven't got the property sheet, just click on that there. Okay, so we've now got 2 buttons. Get them nicely where I want them. Now we need to do the coding bit. Now this is where you will definitely need to refer to this sheet, because what we're now going to do is to put this code in. Now the private sub command 2 on here, let's just go back to this for a second. To get to the edit window, you need to right click on the button here, build event, code builder. Okay, now I've got private sub OK click, end sub. If we look at the code on here, it actually says private sub command 2 click. That's only because I renamed it, so don't worry about that. Now the code says if password equals, password is the text box. There's the password we're looking for. That's not the one we typed in, that's the one we're going to type into. So that is a variable, okay, it's the name of the text box. So whatever you type in will be stored in here and it will test that against whatever you want the password to be. CML1 is what it currently is as far as Colin's concerned, but you can have your name in it, you don't need to have CML1. If that is true, if what you typed in here equals that, then it will run these 2 lines. It will close the form that we're currently in and it will open the main menu form. If that's not true, the else, so it's if that's true, then do that. Else, so we typed in nothing or we typed the wrong password, it will use the message box, which will give you a pop-up window and it will display the text, incorrect password, and underneath that, try again using correct case, or whatever message you want to put in. The little bit here in the middle means that when that's typed, when that appears on the line, that VBCRLF will put a blank or put a new line, it forces the computer to put this bit on the second line of your text box, of your pop-up box. Okay, the ampersands are important. They glue all of that lot together. So in effect what you've got is a text there, new line, text underneath. And then the last bit here is just the style of the pop-up message box that appears. The VB OK, you will just have an OK button that you can click and it will then move on. The end if finishes that routine. The end sub is already in there. I'm going to ignore this bit for the time being. We'll come back to that in a minute. So let's have a go at this one. So we're going to type in if password equals whatever you want the password to be. So I'm going to go back over here. Just going to make that a bit bigger. It's shrunk down on me. In fact, let's open that up. That's better. So we're typing in here if password, that's the name of the text box, equals, I'm going to go for Kevin. Then. Okay, if you make a mistake, it will probably come up in red. You just need to look very carefully at what you've typed because it is very sensitive. You cannot make any mistakes whatsoever. So if password equals Kevin, then do CMD dot. You'll see all of these pop up. What we want to do is close. You either type it or you can click on it. And we then want to do CMD dot open. Be careful that doesn't come up there. So open form, main menu. I think on this system it has a space in it. Now we'll just check that we've got that correct. Let's go back over here. Oh, I need the brackets. Missed my brackets off, so let's go back over here again. Need brackets around that. Okay. Now, so that's the first part done. So if we get the password right, it's quite happily doing that. Else, if we get it wrong, we need a message box. That message box doesn't have brackets on it. Then look at the original message. The original message, you are now quitting, incorrect password, try again using correct case. So we're typing incorrect password. Okay. Doesn't matter whether you put the exclamation mark in or not, but you do need that. You then need the V, carriage return, line feed. You then need another ampersand. Then you need the second part of message. Try. What exactly did it say? It said try again using correct case. So let's try again using correct case, comma, and then we've got the VB OK only. Press enter. If we've done it correctly, shouldn't have any red lines or any type things with it. And then end if. The end sub, as I said, is already there. Now to try that, first of all, what I'm going to do now, see if that works before I put the other one in, go back to File and close and return to Microsoft Access. Now I'm going to shut the form down because I need to save it, and I need to save it as, well, I'm going to save it as password. So you want to save it? Yes please, and I'll call it password. Okay. Now if we run the password form that we just created, if I type in Kevin, it opens the main menu form. Notice the main menu is named like that rather than no space as was in the example. If I go back out of this, run password form again, make it wrong, there's my message. And there's the VB OK button. Okay, so that's the password bit. Now for the close button, which is actually slightly easier. Okay, what we need to do is to right click on password and open in design view. And we now need to do the code for the close button. The code for the close button simply gives a message. Instead of the OK button, we now get an exclamation mark, so you don't have anything to click to say yes or no, you just have to do it. Then it will save the program as it stands, and then it will quit. There's no if statements. You've got no choice, it's just doing it. It won't be called command 3, I think it will be called close. So let's have a look what we've got. So there's the button. We right click to get to our build event, code builder. This takes us in the same window we had before, but now we've got a new bit at the top, and it's private sub close click. So what we need to do now is to put that message in first. You are now quitting. Now it says the student grades database. You can tell that we've updated our table since then. So you are quitting the labels for less database, something like that. Okay, so we're going back here. Close that up again for me. It's very good at that. So message box, you are quitting ampersand, to our old friendly ampersand again, VBCCRLF ampersand, the labels for less database, comma. Now this time we want the VB exclamation, the top one there. Press enter. No errors, I'm doing well, that's unusual. Now what we need to do is go back and check what the code says, and now what we've got to do is do command.save, do command.quit. So we're doing a do cmd.save, do cmd.quit. Doesn't matter that that's up there, above that one makes no difference. Okay, check that that now works. Back. Sorry. Click on the file and close and return. Okay, there's our form. Let's close it down. Yes, we'll save the changes. So now if we run the password form, we know the OK button works. If we click the close button, you are quitting the labels for less database. OK, and it all shuts down. That's why we had to save it. Now what you need to produce as evidence is you need to do that. You need to take a few screenshots of it. I'll just open this up again for a second. So you need to take a screenshot of the form that you've generated in design view, probably. It'll look better. So in design view. Okay, there's the form. If you want to put a label on it, you can do. So the AA is the label one. Password. Something like that. That's entirely up to you. It doesn't really matter. Okay, you can play around with that. Cosmetics, they're very exciting things. Calibra, we'll leave it at that, I think. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Now, you can actually change the format of that in here if I remember right, but I don't think we need to go font size there. Can we change the font size to a bang? There you go. Okay, so you need a screenshot of that. I also suggest that you then right click on one of your buttons, go to build event, take you straight into that and get a screenshot of that. A short paragraph to say what you did. And basically that's it. That's the evidence for the first part. The second part is to put a search button on, and I will do that as a separate video attached shortly. Thank you.